Hi, I'm professional triathlete TJ Tollakson, CEO of Dimond Bikes, and I'm here today to talk about blenders. So, if you've watched any of my vlogs before, you know that I start my days with a giant smoothie. And when it comes to blenders, more horsepower isn't necessarily better, but I am a huge geek about gear, technology, equipment. For the last 10 years, I've been a huge Vitamix loyalist fan. I own 3 different Vitamixes, and the most recent one that I have here, I've got a Vitamix 750 Professional Series that comes with this 64-ounce container, a lid, tamper, cookbook. You can make everything in this thing from hot soup to great smoothies. Had great success with it. So why did I look at something new? Well, I come home and I'm back from swimming or working out at 7 o'clock usually. It's kind of the most chaotic hour in my house. My kids are having breakfast here. Ashley's getting the kids ready. I'm getting ready. A lot of activity going on. It's pure chaos. Too many complaints in my house about the noise of the Vitamix. So I did all this research online. I researched all these different blenders, different brands, different models of different brands, and it really came down to 2 for me, either Vitamix or Blendtec. Blendtec's a little newer company than Vitamix, and they're kind of the high-tech version of these super blenders. And so settled on this Connoisseur 825. It's got some cool features. You can plug a USB into it so you can hook it up to a computer, phone, that kind of stuff, and pre-program whatever you want in there. It just has 5 electronic buttons and a pulse to program it with. You can do all kinds of cool things with the Blendtec. But today I want to talk about which one works best for the purpose that I want to use it with, and that's making my morning smoothie. So we're going to measure the sound levels out of the 2, and we're going to talk about the pluses and minuses of the 2 things. Here, we're going to start dumping ingredients in here. We'll get to work. So, we'll start with this. So normally there's a banana down here at the bottom. I ate my last banana of the week, so I'm not having a banana. So I'm just going to start with the yogurt on the bottom. And having soft things on the bottom when you make a smoothie is actually fairly important. We're going to try to make this as equitable as possible between these 2. I'm going to put 4 strawberries in each. Top stay on the strawberries because we don't need to cut that nutrition out. We're going to put a scoop of protein powder in each. Oh, I just thought of this. I have some bananas to put in there. It might upset my daughter a little bit, but she'll get over it. Whatever carrots I have left from the week, I'm just going to divvy up. That looks like 5 carrots, so we're going to go 3 and 2. I'm not going to be too picky about it. I got some blueberries. I'm going to try to split those in half. Some celery. I'm going to wash the celery and the beets real quick. Alright, get a good wash on those. Lots of dirt on those beets. Come in here and check these. Check these bananas I got out here. Drew and I made these bananas earlier in the week, but it's frozen banana. It's got dipped in yogurt and sprinkles on the top with a stick on it. Each container. We won't worry about the sprinkles. Not normally a part of the smoothie, but Drew really just likes to cook more than eating, so she wouldn't even try these after she made them. She really just wanted to make them. Then I'm going to stick the celery in there. And I'm going to stick a beet, whole beet greens and everything on top of that. 2 regular, relatively comparable mixes, and the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to put the lid on each of these, and we're going to go through a regular blend cycle. When we get over here, we're going to measure the decibels when I start this 1 at a time. So we're gonna stand there, we're gonna measure the decibels, and I'm just gonna run this one first, dial this up to frozen dessert. I'm gonna hit run. I'm not gonna use the tamper. We're gonna measure how loud this is and how well it blends. Here we go. So there we go. That was the Vitamix. You can see without the use of the tamper, it doesn't do a very good job. It's also extremely loud. It sounds like a jet engine. It's in your house. What do we get for a decibel there?
80.
80 decibels in my house from 10 feet distance right now, okay? So now I'm gonna try this. I am gonna put the cover on this because that's what this is for. I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna hit number 5. It'll be a shorter blend cycle than that was, but it's what they consider equivalent. So here comes Blendtec. Ready, go. So there you have it. What did we hit for a decibel level on that?
75.
75. So we're 5 decibels less, but you can see without the tamper, the Blendtec does a much better job actually blending. Still didn't actually make a smoothie. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to run this, except I'm going to take the top off and I'm going to run the tamper. So I'm going to do the same cycle I did before, but this time I'm going to push everything down with the tamper to make sure I can actually make a smoothie out of this. So here we go. Alright, you can see now that I stopped this with the tamper, it actually made a smoothie. This is what my beet smoothie would look like. We're not done, we're going to add some frozen fruit into this. But I'm fairly confident if I ran another cycle with the Blendtec, it would do it. But to avoid running 2 cycles every morning, what I did was I bought a lid from Alternajars, and this has a tamper that's made to go with the Blendtec. So alternajars.com, I bought this, just a lid, just for the Blendtec, but we'll get a little taste of what this is like on full sound while I tamper it. I'll put the lid back on, put the sound enclosure on, and we'll get an idea how good. What was the decibel level on that last one?
83.
83 decibels. So when I took the top off to put the tamper in, it made it even louder. So let's compare these 2 things real quick. And I'm going to actually pour these into glasses so we can check to make sure that they're smooth and I don't have any lumps. You can see that the consistency is actually a little bit different in both of these, right? So I'm a little bit thicker in the Vitamix than I am in the Blendtec right now. We'll take a look when I pour them into these glasses. So we're going to have a Dimond and the Tollakson Law, and I guess we're going to use, we'll start with the Tollakson Law. We're going to pour into this glass, and you can take a look at that. Oh, a couple chunks in there. You saw those chunks fall in. I don't know what those chunks are. Just wanted to see how smooth that was. Now we're going to go for the Blendtec and the Dimond Yeti. Couple chunks at the end there too. Okay, not exactly sure what those were, but there are a couple chunks. So I'm going to pour them back into the containers now. We are going to finish the experiment with the frozen fruit. So this is kind of my daily usage of frozen fruit. I use these wild blueberries, dark sweet cherries, and organic mango chunks, all from Costco. So I highly recommend doing your frozen fruit as an add-in to the smoothie after you're done blending. And the biggest reason why is the stuff that's in there out of the refrigerator or room temperature heats up really hot. It makes for a hot smoothie. And so to make the temperature of the smoothie as cold as possible, which I really like, I do a cycle like this with the regular food in there, and then I put the frozen food in. Obviously I put a frozen banana in there, and that wasn't, normally it's a fresh banana, but and that's possible what the chunk was in both of them. Alright, so again, we'll start with the Vitamix. This time I'll just put the lid on. We should not need a tamper at this level. Here we go. Alright, that baby's done. What kind of decibel level did we reach there?
78.
78. Alright, so put the lid on this, put the sound enclosure. There we have it. What kind of sound level were we on that one?
74.
74. So now if we compare the consistencies, I'm still a little more liquidy. Watch as I pour this in here. Vitamix, and it's a lot thicker. You can see that right away. No chunks out of either of those this time. I think they got rid of all the chunks in those. Now I use straws for these guys. Matches better. They taste nearly identical. Consistency is a little bit different. You can see one of the things that I like that's better about this Blendtec jar, because you actually pour out of a corner, it really makes it difficult to spill outside the corner. Whereas the spout off the Vitamix, you have to pour slow enough. If it's too thick, it'll actually kind of pour over and make a mess. I like how the Vortex and the Blendtec is compared to the Vitamix. I've been a huge Vitamix fan forever. And I guess, you know, forever I was used to the consistency and how this works. It's been a change going to the Blendtec, but again, lower that decibel level a little bit in the house in the morning, I think is well worth it. The Vitamix comes with the tamper, and so right away, you know, every smoothie I made, I would use the tamper, push it down, it would make a great smoothie. I wouldn't need to run it more than once. Blendtec advertises their blender as, we're so good we don't need a tamper. Well, that's not true. You just saw me try to make that smoothie, and I suppose if you kept blending it, kept running through cycles, it would blend. I'm more interested in the speed of it in the morning when I'm doing this, so I bought the lid right here with the hole in it from Alterna Jars with the tamper. Made a nice solution. The bad part is the first 10 seconds or so of blending, I don't have a lid on there. Overall, which one's better? It's hard to say. They cost relatively comparatively. I'll give updated prices on both of these, but I thought for sure when I got this Blendtec I'd be getting rid of this Vitamix. I can't do it yet. I just can't part with it. We've been through a lot together. It means a lot to me, and I'm just gonna hold on to it because who knows when I'm gonna need to make something that only my Vitamix can make. So that's it. Let me know in the comments if you've got something that you want to see me compare. You want to see me make peanut butter, any other nut butters, hot soups. I love blenders. I'd love to do some comparison videos, and we'll check out the performance between these two bad boys. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.